Good evening, fellow tipplers. It's Tam here again, and welcome to the Spirits and Wine Club India. Today we'll be reviewing the Four Seasons Classic Chenin Blanc. The idea is that if there's not much information and you want time to actually have a quick review about what to drink or what to choose, then you've come to the right place. Our idea is to look at wines and spirits which are available but which you may not know fully about and which you'd like some advice on. Again, this is all personal experience and personal taste, so please bear with us on that, and we hope you like the review. The wine we're reviewing today is the Four Seasons Classic Chenin Blanc. Its price point is 595 rupees for a 750 ml bottle, and it's about 12.5% alcoholic volume. So within the standard of your typical wines available in India. This, the Four Seasons, is actually a fairly new one. Well, when I say new, it's not that new, but it's new in relation to other winemakers, both in India and globally. It was actually it started in about 2006, and that was when the UB Group actually bought out a French winery called Bouvet La Doubet, and please correct me in my pronunciation if that's wrong. And that company, that winery, had been in existence for a far longer period of time, and they produced various types of wines to critical acclaim, and they also have a great history. In fact, most of this information, if you do want it, can be located on the Four Seasons website. So putting that to one side, what are we actually going to get with this wine? It's a Chenin Blanc. It's a still white wine, and the origin of the wine, where they actually have the vineyards, is in a place called Baramati in Maharashtra. Again, this area, again like Naishak, they seem to have the majority of the wine making of wine growing plants and also the vineyards there, simply because of the great growing conditions for wine. So, without further ado, we'll just pour some, just to have a nose and a feel about the wine. Just pour a bit more. The wine was cool, and we just let it out and opened the bottle to let it breathe a bit more, and also let it warm up a bit. There's the old adage that people always tend to serve their red wines too warm and their white wines too cold. The implication being that the white wines shouldn't be so cold and maybe could do with a bit of warming up, and the red wines could do with a bit of chilling and not be left to sweat out in the noonday sun and develop characters and flavors which become too overpowering perhaps. So, poured it, it's nicely chilled, it's got a nice viscosity to it. It's actually very pale. Some of the other white wines I've tried, say from Sula for example, they tend to be, especially the Chenin Blanc, tend to be slightly richer in colour, but this one is much more subdued. Looks nice nonetheless. Nice viscosity. I always make the mistake of going straight in. I think I should step back and slowly introduce myself to the wine. The aroma is not very overpowering on this wine. It's quite delicate in fact. I'm certainly not picking up any of a rich or fruity kind of character with the wine. For me, it kind of, I know it's hard to say, or it's odd to say that it smells kind of dry, but it certainly has that, simply because it's less, it's more subdued than your typical varieties in this category. It's got a very delicate aroma to it. It's not overpowering at all. I can certainly pick off some of the fruits now. It's certainly more citrusy than I expected. According to the description, the company description, you're looking at something which has a kind of zesty character to it, like lime peel, sweet apples, and then the sweetness kicking in with something like banana or guavas. I can certainly pick out that zesty character in the wine. And it's got a slight tang towards the end, probably the banana and the guava coming out. It certainly is very easy to drink, and it, as I said, has that very dry kind of finish towards it. Yeah. So how would I describe this? Yes, it certainly is crisp. It has a right balance of acidity. It's not overpoweringly acidic, but it has a certain tartness to it, which is also very pleasant. It has some sugar, some residual sugar, you could say. It has that sweetness, which perhaps why they actually described it as having that banana or guava sweetness coming towards the end. But those do have an acidic kind of quality towards the end. The finish is nice. It's smooth and it's pleasant. Nothing disturbing in it. It's also not a very long finish. I'd say it's not short, but it's certainly more towards a medium side. So between short and medium finish. It doesn't linger very long in the mouth. It's quite a refreshing drink. Because this is more subtle, I think, in relation to some of the other wines available, it certainly needs accompaniment which matches that. So things like salads, fish, chicken, or if you are making sort of Indian food, curries or things like that, they certainly need to be very much more toned down in terms of spices, because if they were any spicy, they would certainly overpower the character and the aroma of the wine. This would also go very nicely with some cheeses. If you have a cheese cart, it would certainly be an interesting experience with those. What kind of cheeses? Again, nothing too tart. Something like a Stilton or a Gruyere. All in all, a very interesting wine. It's light, it's not overpowering, it's not heavy, it's nicely balanced, got some nice acidity to it. It's crisp. If you want something crisp and refreshing on a hot day, this is certainly a wine to give a go. Marks out of 10, I'd give it about 6.5 to 7. And if you like the review, please do give suggestions and comments for future reviews. Also do give us a like or subscription on the YouTube channel, and the boys are on Facebook and Twitter as well. So hope you like the review, hope to see you soon.